What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Chris.
And before we get into the news, we have 4 stories, but make sure to play this month on PlayStation Plus, Invisible Ink, and Stories. I don't know what kind of games these are.
I should know Invisible Ink because it was on PC forever, but Stories is a kind of like 45-degree angle action adventure, like beat 'em up, where it has crafting, leveling, skill trees, and like a choose-your-own-adventure story. So I played a little bit of it already. So.
And Stories? Or is that Stories?
That's Stories.
Do you know anything about Invisible Ink?
I don't.
Okay, well, make sure to play those. Hopefully we will, so we know what the fuck we're talking about. Also, game of the month is Witcher 3. I have not started playing this game yet. I will. I know you've been playing a little bit, though.
Yep.
Quickly, without too much, what are you thinking so far?
I like it.
Oh, I hope so, because it's fucking amazing. I saw you were playing it actually quite a bit, so it's like,
Yeah,
hopefully he's enjoying it.
8 hours the first day.
Oh, really? God damn, that's a fucking... It's a sit through. One of the things that's kind of deterring me is... I bought the complete edition, and my save from the original one didn't carry over. So I have to start over again, so I'm like... But it'll be fine because I need to catch up anyway, though. So, but yeah, play those 3 games. Come back at the end of the month. We'll be talking about those on Plus Club and Tasty Cast, episode whatever. Hopefully we get into like 2,000 views and get a bunch of downvotes from Argentinians and Brazilians. But yeah, let's jump into the news. For first bit of news, after 16 years, Mechwarrior is finally getting a sequel, a true sequel, not Mechwarrior Online. Called Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries. This game is being developed by Piranha Games, the same people who made Mechwarrior Online. And they said, our main goal with Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries is to provide fans with standalone, story-driven single-player experiences that allow for a great amount of flexibility in terms of player choice, built on a foundation of the intense tactical mech combat the franchise is known for. What do you guys think about, like I said, after 16 years... Another Mechwarrior finally coming out now. Mechwarrior, I don't know if you guys play them or not, but they're known for their more simulation tactical feeling over just arcadey feeling. Let's start off. Have you guys played any of the Mechwarriors?
Nope.
Okay. So Chevy, what are you feeling?
Up here.
I think it's exciting if it's done right, just because I do miss playing the old Mechwarrior games. I love the slow pace of it, the matching of different kinds of weapons depending on what kind of mission you're going to do, especially, if you're going to go after something like huge like an Atlas and you're in like a Mad Cat, which is, a little smaller, you're still like outclassed armor wise, so you got to make sure to bring the right tools and stuff. And it's just a really fun action game that has a heavy side of strategy. So I'm excited if they can keep that feel. My worry is that I know they're not adding any online aspects to this game at all.
Oh, really?
Because I imagine they don't want people to not play Mechwarrior Online.
Which they also made, which makes sense.
So, but it should be neat. Though one of my favorite things about Mechwarrior 4, for example, was landing it. So.
Well, and you could play with your friends against AI too, so you can get the whole co-op experience. If they don't add co-op to the single-player experience, I'm not interested. That is a huge factor. I never played... For the record, I'm a huge Mechwarrior fan. I love 3, I love 4, played a little bit of 1 and 2, but it was too far gone by the time I played those. Played the shit out of Mechwarrior 4, and the biggest drive for those games for me was playing with friends. They had single-player campaigns, I played them a little bit, but it wasn't the same. It was more fun, coming up with strategies, rolling with like a Mad Cat Mark IV and having someone in like a fucking Vulture or something like that, speed in, and just having all these like crazy laser battles and shit. So the idea of playing a game by myself, I mean, it'd have to look really good and fucking look promising in
have
gameplay.
An amazing story.
It'd have to have something to really get me hooked. Otherwise, it's taking away pretty much the biggest pull for that game for me. Also, a big deterrent for this game to me is, as a big Mechwarrior fan, I played Mechwarrior Online. I didn't like it at all. I thought it looked like shit. I thought it played like shit. I thought it was clunky. I thought it was over congested in the rooms. Like, I remember big maps and like traversing areas, stuff like that, getting in position, stuff like that. And I was just like throwing like this Call of Duty like deathmatch arena out in like this small woodsy area, and it was just I mean, it's cool the tree still fell down and shit, but like, it didn't feel like Mechwarrior anymore. It felt
Didn't have
closer
a
to
soul
like a
anymore.
shooter,
Yeah.
And that was the thing that's great about Mechwarrior is like managing coolant, managing how much damage your right leg has, and if you're gonna start limping, losing your Gauss rifle or your rocket launchers or whatever. It's
Your arm
completely
flying
out.
off, yeah.
Having like an alpha strike button and just launching everything at once. Like,
And
I
watching
literally
your heat just like this.
I literally would just hit the same button and just fucking go with everything at once and fucking just kill things like 2 shots. One of my favorite things I did in Mechwarrior 4 was I'd have, I think, like 8 shotguns and then like 2 flamethrowers, and I just have an alpha strike of that, and it was really low on heat because it was ballistics and not shooting rockets or lasers. So I'd run up real close against someone's face, go boom, and fucking hit them, and they'd almost be dead, and then they'd be on fire, so their shit would overheat, and they wouldn't be able to shoot me. And I'd fucking shoot them again, and they just blow up.
Damn.
Yeah, I loved that.
One of my favorite memories, just to be kind of quick about it, is I remember one of us was piloting an Atlas, and the rest of us were piloting, I think, the Vulture, the really small one, and we're just running around it. Because as soon as it sneezed on us, we were dead, and we were just trying to take down the person in the Atlas. And I believe we actually did, because it couldn't spin fast enough, so we just stayed
The
behind
Atlas
it.
is really fucking slow. Looks like a football player. That fucker has the most capacity to hold most weapons.
Yeah.
I always hated seeing one of those just kind of lumbering over the hill slowly. I see his helmet. I'm like,
Don't get hit by that. Yeah.
Here it comes. Mad Cat Mark IV. It's like one of my favorites.
It's very versatile.
Because it's a heavy mech, but has jump jets, so it's able to fly. So, what do you guys think, based off of essentially what we've talked about? Are you interested in a single-player, hopefully simulation mech game?
Sounds pretty intense. Yeah, whatever you guys explain about it.
Whatever we said about it.
So he's not here right now.
That sounds pretty good.
Well, yeah, it sounds intense. No, I mean, sounds crazy. Obviously, I didn't play those games, but I like that. I don't know. It's hard because I haven't played those games, but it's like Titanfall-esque.
No.
Well, here's the thing, though, that I love about Titanfall is Titanfall is really a fucking smart game because it's literally Call of Duty with new ideas, made by the same guys who made Call of Duty, and it's a fucking mech game.
Yeah.
Just like Steep, it's weird to bring that into this, but Steep has changed sports games when it comes to this because they offer 4 different types of things you can do in an open area. I feel like you can't make a Tony Hawk anymore because you only have skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a game like that has so much to offer. Just like Titanfall is smart because it literally offers you 2 different games in one that work so well. So
that's why it would just be if I hadn't, obviously because I have not played those games. Titanfall is like my.
Well, and the thing that's great about Titanfall is like you get into a mech and it plays like an FPS still. Yeah. And in Mechwarrior,
Mech Assault, essentially.
Yeah, Mech Assault sucked though. So, if I quote Josh, sucks satchel. The thing that's really cool about Mechwarrior, though, like I said, it's a simulation, so you essentially change the velocity of every movement. So, like, I would always have 1 through 3 be 0, 50%, 100%. So in that game, you would have to hold up or down, and you would start speeding up like a tank, and then you have to slow down. I like to just put it at 100 when I'm trying to cruise in, 50 when I'm trying to walk slower, and then 0 when like you have to think about stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
it's a little
It's
bit more.
simulation.
Yeah.
Another good example too is like having the right kind of weapons for what you're trying to do. Like if you're literally trying to take a mech's arm off, you had like multiple precision weapons, like we'll say heavy lasers, and you aimed at one shoulder and you took all the armor off in that one strike, the arm would fall off, and anything attached to that arm is no longer usable because the arm's gone.
You can also purge stuff too to lighten yourself up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris.
I don't know. It sounds a little too intense for my liking as far as like the simulation, having to control all those little aspects of it. I'm more just an Armored Core type person.
They're making one.
Yeah, fuck this game. Where's Armored Core at?
I don't know. I mean, Armored Core, if you have the energy output or drains and like having to deal with mobility and things like that, that's my like peak of how much simulation I need.
It's funny though, because like Armored Core in its own right, in a very like Gundam way, is a simulation game though. Like it doesn't feel arcadey at all.
No.
You have to manage heat. You like it doesn't play like an FPS. Like I didn't think about that like that, but I always viewed Armored Core though is almost like the Gran Turismo of mech games, just because of all the parts you get and all the different mechs there are and shit.
Right.
So,
No, I want Rad 2, so I want.
yeah, hopefully the guys who make EDF can just pop that out or something, because they do great. I'm gonna make this easy for you. I played Mechwarrior online.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan. So my faith in this game. Sorry, any Mechwarrior fans. I'm one of you. This game's not probably gonna be that good.
Yeah. It's hard to be excited because, like you said, the online
They
game
don't have
is.
a good background.
I'm sure some people like it, but
They're literally a company just kind of cashing out on the name. I would love to see if they said a new company was working on this game. I'd be more excited.
yeah. Oh, we'll see
Because
though.
I'm like new blood, cool. On that down note, let's get to the second bit of news.
So I'm gonna read this here. Sorry. Russian MPs have called for FIFA 17 to be banned over what they see as gay propaganda. To summarize this real quick, EA support of the Stonewall #Rainbow Laces campaign, which is a UK-based LGBT support campaign, was used for FIFA. And if you know anything about Russia, they have essentially it's illegal, isn't it, to be gay there. So
Yeah, you can't even in schools like teach kids that gay people exist without like choice because it's propaganda.
So essentially, they're threatening to ban the game, though. So how do you guys? I have a feeling how you're all gonna react to this, but
We're all kind of on the same page.
How do we? How do you feel about the way this whole thing's kind of played out? So
It's insane. It's just another way. Yeah, it's like they already teach that shit in schools. It's just like another. FIFA is huge. FIFA is like the biggest sports game in the world.
Yep.
And
Is it?
Yeah.
Soccer.
I know that.
It's huge.
Well, I know soccer's huge everywhere. I just didn't know the numbers of this.
Oh yeah.
Constantly, I'm like, I don't play FIFA. Fucking, so why does it keep getting made if I don't play it? Fucking
Soccer.
I forget. Yeah, people love soccer. It makes sense.
And yeah, that's insane. It's just like that reaches to I mean, everybody in the world who likes soccer. Not saying everybody who likes soccer plays FIFA, but that's crazy.
There's a good chance they're probably playing it though.
Yeah,
they're into
or
it.
they know what it is.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's trying to get banned. I mean, obviously, there's probably people in that country that are just like, "Fuck, sucks."
I'm sure they just want to play a game.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah,
they're getting taught that
Even on their
is
political
wrong.
view, which I'm sure not every single person there. In fact, I'd argue probably most people there aren't like anti that.
Yeah.
The politics in Russia is pretty fucked up. They're all. I don't want to talk about this because Russians are going to downvote me. Russia's great. I love the culture.
We love you very much.
But it just sucks because for something so small that is ridiculous to fucking ban a game over, and it fucking doesn't matter.
Of all things.
Banning the game, it sucks for fans not being able to play it.
Yeah.
But it also is a huge fucking political statement and a huge statement to their social climate to be doing that. It's just it's another time in modern time that we're taking a step back.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think?
It's just ridiculous. I'm not surprised though, in the least bit.
I'm not either.
From my understanding though, EA has had problems with them before, and they're just like, well, whatever, fuck you, don't give a shit.
Dragon Age
Hashtag
Inquisition
Dragon Age.
Right.
had openly bisexual characters and stuff in it. So
Right. And they had problems with Sims before too, because the Sims have a
gender
neutral clothing and
option.
voice options and things like that.
Because none of that exists. It's all a myth.
It's all binary.
You know what this reminds me of? When people freak out about Grand Theft Auto making their kids violent.
Same
FIFA's
thing.
gonna make you gay.
Well, that's to me that when
FIFA already made me
this
gay.
got brought up. It's just like when
You seen David Beckham?
I have. I've also heard his voice. It's not very good.
When
high-pitched voice.
Modern Warfare 2 had that scene where you
No
would
Russian,
go,
no
yeah,
Russian.
no Russia. Ooh.
No Russian.
And you just like murdered everybody. That was crazy.
The
That to
brutal
me
scene,
is controversial. because
It's controversial, but I also
Yeah,
think
but
a lot
it-
of people
but-
are pussies about
no,
that.
absolutely.
I remember watching. We're going on a different topic, but you brought that up, and
But
I'm
that's
thinking about
news.
it. No, for sure, and it is super controversial for sure. But I found that scene to be more impactful because you got to experience the horrible scenario that happened there, right? And what the guy you're playing as had to do to fit in and actually get killed.
Blend, yeah.
But I remember watching IGN, and I watched 4 people playing that scene or talking about that scene. They're like, "Well, I played that. It was an atrocity. I didn't shoot one person." It was like, "Yeah, I didn't shoot anybody either." He's like, the other person's like, "Yeah, me neither." I'm like, one of you motherfuckers, if not all of you, shot
Bullshit.
people. You guys are full of shit. You play Grand Theft Auto, and you kill hookers all day, like the rest of us, like old people do on the fucking React channels and shit. There's something
No name dropping.
interesting. Oh, there's so many React channels. You can't copyright that. But there's something interesting about doing that. Anyway, we're off track.
Yeah.
Controversy.
Anyway, I just think it's unfortunate for people who want to play the game, especially since
It's about
everywhere except for America
sport.
is super
Exactly.
soccer.
It has nothing to do with, you know what I mean? It's the game, you're not, it's not like you're banging dudes in the game.
I can't really think of any game.
We won.
where you can do
What the
that.
fuck?
Immediately I thought that was funny. It's just like, well, you are taking your shirt off and you're hugging a bunch of guys. But I'm like, come on.
People we know, fucking, that's not even that weird.
Why'd you look at me?
And then
The biggest thing that bothers me though is the wording that it's propaganda
that, exactly.
because it threatens the political
Yep.
climate there in what they think should be right and wrong, and it is not saying they're wrong.
But that's
it's
just
showing,
Russia.
hey, the rest of the world is fucking mostly fine with this.
That's just Russia, because it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, FIFA, like I said before, is the biggest sports game in the world. It really is, because all these countries, I mean, soccer is the.
You mean football?
Yeah, well, football, soccer.
Football.
American
Is
soccer.
the sport of the world. That's what people play.
Football.
No, for sure. And
Other than in fucking Russia, they play hockey. That's all they do.
They would.
For Mother Russia.
Must play with fucking nuke codes.
Oh,
well, until there's a rainbow puck in the game.
exactly. You
Anyways.
think there's gay hockey players? Plenty.
Yeah, there is. Who gives a fuck? Russia.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Yeah. Let's get to the third bit of news. Russia, get your shit together.
Yeah. Fuck you, Russia.
Love your culture though.
Like this video.
Love the Russian people. I know you can't say it and you can't talk about it, but
Wink.
your higher ups suck.
Link if you like us.
So I wanna be clear about this first off. Sony, before I say what this is, has already said that they are dismissing this and saying that it is unfounded information. But a reputable source, I think, New York Post, said that they have information that Sony plans on merging its gaming and movie development together, having the guy, what's his name, Andrew House, overseeing the movies division. I think the big pull of this and why it's slightly tangible is obviously Sony Pictures does good enough, but the people running fucking the Sony division of like PlayStation are fucking killing it. So I mean, it makes sense to me. So this discussion, speculation, but what do you guys think about that? If that is true, or if it's even been discussed in Sony and they don't want to talk about it?
I think it's weird, to be honest. I mean, I understand the mentality of it for sure, but like, even though games and movies can be similar in a lot of ways, I also think for someone to take over and do two different ways, the way each property is made is completely different. So I don't know. If it is true, it'd be interesting to see if it actually does help the movie division. So
It's just weird that there's still, like, nobody has found the formula to merge those two things, movies and video
you
games.
play The Last of Us?
Well, yeah, that's a movie, but I'm just saying, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird that it's just like a constant. It's like the things they're trying to figure out. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because, like I said, if you really look at it, you look at PlayStation singularly, and they killed it with PlayStation. They killed it with PlayStation 2. They had a huge speed bump with the PS3. The same as Xbox had a huge speed bump with Xbox One, but all their other consoles have done great. And the PS4 is, I think it just outsold one of the top like 4 consoles of all time. So I mean,
just
like
hit 50
it's
million,
on its
so-
way. Yeah. So it's doing great, and I think if anything, if this is true, and if it's been talked about, which I'm sure it has been, I don't think this news or this idea came from nowhere. I don't think the New York Post was just like, yeah, fuck it, throw that out there, see what happens. And somebody's like, what? I feel like there was a discussion, and it makes sense. But the biggest thing for me is it seems desperate. It shows that one team of the same team is just killing it. They're fucking shit up, and the movie division couldn't get a fucking Spider-Man movie going.
Yeah.
One of the biggest properties that people keep giving a second chance, a third chance. And Marvel's gonna fucking kill it. But Marvel had to do it. Disney had to do it. Sony couldn't. So I think their whole mentality is that since the people running the PlayStation division are just doing so well that they should take over the movies and kind of guide it, kind of be on the back and kind of make sure it's going in the right direction. The only problem with that, though, if it were to be true and if it did happen, is I feel like you're splitting focus at that point.
Yeah.
If you want PlayStation to keep killing it, just let them do their thing. Let them keep going. If you have the same dude now managing something else, I do think he would probably help it. But I think the steamroller that is PlayStation might slow down a bit.
Yeah,
it wouldn't kill it, but it just doesn't make sense to me to pull focus away from that. So I would like to see them just bring someone else in and get rid of whoever's running Sony Pictures at this point.
Yeah,
because
don't stop the momentum.
Definitely, because they're just cruising.
Yeah.
They're not even slowing down.
Yeah, I agree. It seems kind of like merging those two things with one person is kind of risky, but at the same time, I wonder how this is going to affect like games being made into movies and movies being made
That's
into
what I'm
games.
That's what I was thinking about.
I think it might open up the door to make it a little easier for them because they have one person supervising it. So it'd be easier for them to make like, oh, that doesn't work very well for this game. That doesn't work for this movie. You need to be closer to this.
And one of my biggest problems that I've bitched about so many times is, and I'm going to repeat it again, I always talk about this, but the reason we have bad movies, our video game movies, is because you have producers who know that property made money, and they don't give a fuck about it, they never played it, they're just going, put that name on a fucking movie, let's make some money. And they do make money, but then people are pissed because they're bad. If you have people who are working on video games, responsible for these movies made from the video games, you're going to get something more accurate. I feel like, I haven't seen it obviously, no one has, the Assassin's Creed movie I think it's going to do pretty well. It has a great cast, it has a great director, and Ubisoft's name is in the fucking trailer. I mean, they're working on that game. I think it's going to be one of the first. The Warcraft movie wasn't bad.
Man.
Well, especially if you played the games, it was.
That was the big complaint.
Yeah.
Every critic I read when it came to Warcraft, not to cut you off, sorry, but all the critics were like, "Oh, I don't know what the fuck's going on. There's so much I don't know what's going on." I'm like, I get that. I understand that completely, but you're really gonna lower the rating of it that much just because you didn't want to
because you're not the target audience for it.
For sure.
Well, and honestly, as far as that movie is concerned, the most difficult part about that was the cast obviously isn't like this huge list of like names.
They needed bigger names in that movie for sure.
Specifically, not a fan of the guy who played. Can't remember his name now.
Was he a magic user?
He was
Ben Foster?
I think so.
I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Even though apparently he's in a movie recently that's great. This is a movie talk.
He was pretty awful in that movie. But even the guy who played
He was pretty awful.
But Deve's a weird character in general, though.
Yeah, Ben
Did
Foster.
you watch the Warcraft movie?
I've never seen it.
You'll have to watch it. You'll see what I'm saying.
I think Warcraft shows us that we're on track for better video game movies.
I mean, I bought it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's probably not a popular opinion.
Well, on that though,
but
it's
I
weird
enjoyed it.
that they keep trying to Last of Us and like Uncharted make those games in the movies when they're already movies.
They're already movies, and they're not going to make a movie better than those games.
You can't do it. Like,
Yeah,
you remember when Mark Wahlberg was in talks to be Nathan Drake? I was like,
Yeah, and the fucking director of that movie was like, "We're making an Uncharted movie,
And
and
it's
in
family.
this movie, it's all about family. It's Fast and Furious, and it's about this family of jewel thieves that go around the world, and no one fucks with these guys. Everyone knows their names. No one fucks with them. These guys do what they want, and they fucking steal what they want. No one messes with them." I'm like, that's Uncharted?
that sounds like a
Sounds
whole different movie.
horrible.
It sounds fucking like National Treasure, fucking Fast and Furious. Like, go fuck yourself. What is that?
National Furious.
That's the only
Fast
thing that I'm
Treasure.
worried about with
And Mark
that kind of
Wahlberg
thing. Is just
fucking-
trying to
Rocky
make
Mountain.
Find some treasure.
Yeah.
And Last of Us, it's you can't. If they were to, and I know that there is a huge crowd of people that would love to see that made it to a movie, but I'm like, dude,
Give it to
the
Christopher Nolan.
character was not even that. I think it would just be taking, I don't know, just like
Ridley
taking.
Scott. He wouldn't do
Definitely
it.
not Ridley
No.
Scott. I would not. I
Wouldn't
would.
do it.
I would be.
I'm just
very
saying. I'm just saying. If you
skeptical
could
if
get a
Ridley Scott
fucking
did
like
that.
director behind that movie, though, you
I
wouldn't
don't-
because it's a video game. But he could.
Oh, but who's the dude? What else did he? Oh, he did Macbeth. The guy who did.
Yeah.
Who's doing.
And Macbeth,
yeah.
outside of translating the fucking thing, is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I thoroughly loved it,
No, it's a
and I think
pleasurable movie.
I think
to
it's one of
watch.
the
It's
best
just-
visual movies I've seen in years.
And you have a
Every scene's
A-list
gorgeous.
actor like
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender,
And
like,
they were
that's-
all
yeah.
phenomenal. Just them saying 7 sentences to get 1 sentence across. I'm just
Sure.
like, I get where you're coming from. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, you
God
want
damn it,
to be
Shakespeare.
king.
It was direct translation. Or direct
It was,
copy of
which I
Play.
had to respect.
Yeah.
We should
Off-
do, we
way
should do-
off topic.
we should do a movie podcast.
We're way off topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, no, that get back to it, it's like that's great, but they need there needs to be new ideas. Or this whole thing where they're what Chris was saying about the Uncharted, The Last of Us.
I think it'll be good. In the long run, I think it's definitely going to slow down production of games as far as PlayStation goes, but I think in the long run, it'll be better overall for the company.
I just feel like it's spreading resources too thin.
Or it could help
freaks me out.
story.
It will be beneficial in certain ways. I don't mean to point at you, but it'll be beneficial in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I just would like to see a team that's killing it just
Yeah.
keep killing it,
Oh yeah.
Make
and
more.
then and then the other team
Broaden it out.
not get saved by the good team, but make that team fucking good.
Yeah.
Get rid of shitty fucking
Sure.
coach. Get rid of the guy who thinks FIFA is gay propaganda because he doesn't fit. Get him out of there.
Get them back to cold ass potato mother Russia.
Mother Russia. All right, we talked about that really long, so
Yes.
let's get to the fourth topic.
So for our last topic, due to the success and positive feedback from Final Fantasy 15, they've basically come out and said they want to support the game so that it will last for time to come. A lot of this has to do with essentially expanding upon the story that's already there, adding more cutscenes. Specifically, they bring up Chapter 13. I'm not there yet, and I don't want to talk about any spoiler stuff anyways.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about the game too much.
They also want to potentially make other characters in the game playable, as well as they toyed around with the idea of making your own avatar for the game. Some other features, real-time hunts that are time duration, so like you have a few hours while this hunt is here with this exclusive reward for it, and that's it. How do you guys feel about this 10-year in the making game not only doing well, but them actually acknowledging that the game, because people bought their game, to go ahead and dump more into it besides the DLC plan they have?
We've been seeing this more and more. Companies appreciating their fan base, which I think is super fucking important, because we want to feel appreciated. We love these games. We talk about them all the time. We spend our fucking money on them. It's nice for the developer to go, hey, like, we really appreciate that you guys are fans of this, that you guys are supporting this, and, we want to work that little extra just to kind of give you something back. I think it's really cool. That little bit fucking helps. It looks great. I mean, CD Projekt Red's kind of the king of this. With the content part, and just real quick, I think Final Fantasy 15, we've all played it a little bit. You played?
Please
I
watch.
played the demo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I'm really surprised. I'm not even like halfway through it, but I'm digging it for sure, and I feel like most of us are. I know you said you're a little burnt out, but the thing's really interesting when you're saying timed hunts. I feel like they could have introduced that, but I think it's smarter to give it to you later because you already you kind of get used to the game, you get used to how hunts work, you get used to the combat, and then they give you a more challenging version of those hunts. It makes sense. I think that's a cool idea. The avatars is interesting because the game already kind of feels like an MMO to me.
Especially with them doing multiplayer in their last DLC.
Well, and I think it'd be interesting is if you were to like join your friend's co-op game or whatever, and he's playing his Noctis and his team, and you get to make an avatar, and now you're
For multiplayer?
and you're a fourth character now in that party, and just like if you were to join the other person's team, you'd make your avatar. I don't know if they're going to do that, but it makes sense to me. And like I said, it kind of feels like an MMO. That would also bring more of that freedom into it. The game's, open world, shit like that. And then I know they're releasing DLC that's paid for with the characters, right?
Season Pass, yeah. Well, or individually. They have a holiday one coming out this month, and then they'll have one for each of your side characters. So, Gladio, Prompto, and Ignis. And then they're going to do, for the last DLC, is a multiplayer DLC. So.
But yeah, it sounds cool. I'm glad they're supporting the game. I'm glad they're acknowledging that it's doing well. Especially when they were like, well, Tomb Raider only made $5 million. We wanted 10. Yeah, it was successful.
That was during the height of
Square being a bunch of fucking assholes.
What they were, yeah.
So thank you for coming back, Square. Thank you for making a good game, and thank you for giving us.
I actually want to also say thank you too, because 3 solid RPGs this year. Thank you.
What are the
4. I Am Setsuna, World of Final Fantasy, and Dragon Quest Builders.
Fucking A.
So
they're back.
They're on top again.
They're not on top.
No, not yet.
They used to be.
The one thing with that, I'm going to be negative. It's about the story, and that shit should have been put into the game to begin with. Most of that story, you needed to know what the fuck was going on after watching the anime, which is ridiculous.
Well,
you kind of do.
I don't feel that way.
To be fair, though,
what? I don't have no idea what's going on.
I'm on your side for a second. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Kingsglaive, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cutscene in the game. Spoiler, I'm not going to tell you what happens in it, though. But you watch it, and it's literally part of that movie.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of cool,
Okay.
but kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not on one or the other side.
Sure.
I think it's kind of shitty because you have to go purchase their movie
Yeah.
or pirate it to see what happened there. But
Xfinity's
also,
gonna
it's kind of
send you
fun.
Emails.
It's also kind of fun because it leaves a mystery there you can kind of unlock by seeing that
Sure.
movie. So I think it's a really interesting thing. It'd be kind of cool if there was like a pre-order bonus like that where you got the movie with it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That
That'd
would
been
be
cool.
The big expensive version of the game came with the movie.
It did?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But how much was that? Like fucking $100.
It's like $90.
I think it was 80.
Yeah, 80, 90.
Yeah.
Pretty standard for collector's edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I will say if it goes over 100, that's getting into
So
Activision territory.
the only thing that's crazy to me is like now they're adding. So the adding, it's like
Expanding.
this whole time expanding. It's like the free updates. But it's not free because you're paying for it. You paid for the game, and now they're
But do you
adding
think
like
that the
extra
game-
story stuff.
But do you think the game is...
No, I'm not saying they owe, but I'm saying they're saying like
But do
story
you think
stuff
that they're
people aren't
filling in
getting,
gaps
they're
on
putting
an
in this
incomplete game, though?
Sure, but that's not
Like Metal Gear Solid,
but they're
like-
selling it as, and I'm stealing this from someone that I watched the other day.
I'll
talk
say, you
about
got
it.
a lot of information.
No.
You're passionate about
But
it. Seems like you're pre-charged.
No, and I'm not passionate about these kind of games at all. But what I was listening to, I was like, that makes total sense. It's like, but you're getting basically an incomplete story, and now they're adding shit back to it, and it's like now it's like they're free updates. The rest of the stuff is fine. I can deal with the other stuff, but it's like story stuff is like that shit that should have been in the game before.
But isn't it more like side story more than actual story?
I mean,
Because
I guess.
my only argument is Metal Gear Solid is my favorite series of all time.
Sure.
So if there's any game I will buy, like with a bias, defend blindly, it's Metal Gear Solid. But Metal Gear Solid 5 was fucking unfinished. It doesn't have an ending. It has a fucking weird random ending. It literally the last chapter is gone.
Yeah.
And originally they were thinking about like maybe releasing that or whatever. I'm like, go fuck yourself. And they didn't do anything.
I mean, this
it
is
at all.
Final Fantasy in general.
So I'm saying-
I love Final Fantasy VII. There's still parts of that story that I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Really?
And I love this game. Well, I just mean that there's so many that part. I'm
Are
not
you
gonna
sure
go
you
into
really like it?
Nah, I do, but I'm just like, there's so many parts. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's.
If I quote
confusing.
Chevy, Sephiroth wants to ride the Earth like a meteor into space. We were talking about. I actually want to do a taste or not a taste cast. We'll do a taste cast. A loot chest about maybe like our favorite Final Fantasies in a row, or whatever, ranked or whatever.
Sure.
But also we're talking about what's the weirdest Final Fantasy. We talked about 7 for a split second, and I was like, man, that's a weird storyline. I'm like, what's the weirdest fucking Final Fantasy? And then Chevy like described it that way, and we kept talking about the storylines, and I'm like, That kind of is the weirdest one, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucking weird. Like
It's
this
pretty
dude,
weird.
this dude just wants to put a fucking lasso on the earth and just fucking fucking just ride that fucker. That's weird. Someone's a weird dude.
His mom with this fucking weird
with his weird mom. He's
weird
fucking got
mom.
that Norman
His
Bates
mom.
shit going on.
It's not his mom.
You know what I mean.
His fucking leather daddy too.
So, just
Curse me into that.
to counter off things you've said, the anime thing,
Let's go back to the topic.
I've not seen the anime, and I don't feel like will ever need to see it to understand what's going on in the show. I own Kingslave and have not watched it yet, and I also don't feel that I have to watch that to understand what's going on.
You
can't. So far, I'm only in chapter 6, and I am not lost at all what's going on.
I'm not lost. I'm not saying because I'm not much further than you are, but
You're further than he is?
a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean storyline. He's past
I
me
got
in
40
level.
hours in,
yeah,
so.
he's past me in leveling, but I'm past him in the story. But
I
it's
feel like I'd do the same though.
but it's not
go
like
through
the
story.
characters. I love the dynamic between the characters. That's like the best part of the game. But I'm like, how
I agree
the
with
fuck do you know each other?
Dark out,
How
not
the
this, you
hell
have to
do you
drive.
guys like? What is
They talk about this
And
stuff,
they kind of do.
I'm sure
Not
they do.
Not all the way. They do not.
Well, this
It's
conversation.
very. It's
I'm not going to
vague.
go into it because it's spoiler stuff, but
Yeah, it's
there's
it's
literally
vague.
a scene I sat through with Prompto which explains his backstory with Noctis. Gladio also had one. The only one I'm missing right now is Ignis. I'm sure it's going to come up.
So it's just like you're just randomly playing through the game, so you're supposed to know.
But that's how a lot of Final Fantasies are, though. Like,
I
you
know,
can play through
I
the main
know, I know.
storyline and
That's
not get all the
being
side
unfair.
details unless you do the
It's-
side quests with the side missions to get all the little intricate little detailed
Sure.
background stuff.
There's the main story, which is the point of the game,
Mhm.
and then for the people who want to know more about everything in that world, it's all there.
It's there. It's usually there.
But-
I haven't played one yet where I haven't found, like, looking for information that I haven't been able to find.
But the other thing, I think I brought it up with Seth earlier. It's like so, or maybe we were all talking about it. But it's like so now that they're adding new story stuff. It's like now that we've played it. Now we got to go back and play
What
it again.
specific story part are you talking about?
Well, I don't know any
Because
specifics, but
I don't think that the character storyline parts are something that I feel like is taken from the game.
classic Final Fantasy. It's like
No, I know. I'm just saying that paying for more story to stuff that doesn't matter to the storyline, I think is fair.
Oh,
If you could be like, I don't give a fuck about Ignis.
Sure.
It's like I look at the guy like, great, you can cook and you're scared of the dark.
You're
Cool.
my butler.
But fucking exactly. You're fucking you're Alfred. That doesn't drive a knife.
who hates driving at night.
And
He can't
Prompto's
stand
fucking. Maybe you're not into them. You're not going to buy that content, but maybe
That's
you
true.
do like those characters and you want that extra content. I think it's fair. If there's a part of the fucking story though that's just not there, and it's like, well, you got to fucking pay $15 to fucking know what the hell happened here. I'd be like, that's
I
a
get
little
that.
fucked
I get
up.
that. I get that.
But I do. Like I said, going back to
The
like
fact
one of
that
the
they can
originals.
do that now is awesome. I mean, the fact that when games aren't,
We used to
I
just
won't
get
say
a game.
complete, but-
We used to just get a game, especially when it comes to RPGs.
Yeah.
We used to just get a game and that was it.
That
And that
was
was
dumb.
fine because you got the story, you
and
got all the side shit, it's all there.
That's
This
another
game has
aspect
that.
of it that they have. An
But now they can give you
opportunity to
even
do
more
that, yeah.
to a world that
Yeah.
you're already invested
Yeah.
in, if you are invested
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Especially on a game that was a train wreck of development.
in it. Yeah.
It took
This game should
10
be
years?
fucked.
It was supposed to be a Final Fantasy
Yeah.
13 title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Final Fantasy versus 13.
Yeah.
There was 3 13 games.
It was versus
And then
Agito.
Agito. Agito, whatever. And that turned into Type
Rita.
0, or the hell it's called.
Yeah.
It turned to Resident Evil 0.
Type 0 HD.
You're weird.
Yeah, so they took a bunch of things that were supposed to be part of the 13 universe and they've had to retool them into their own things.
Mhm.
So.
Let's bring it in because this is turning into a tasty cast.
Wrap it up.
Let's get those 2,000
The
views.
Japanese.
Um,
Oh, I'm gonna spill this drink on my here.
is anybody excited for this content? Is anybody probably going to play
I will
it?
play it because I love the game. It's a great game.
I say I got 40 hours in the game.
Oh.
And
So you're invested.
And I bought the season pass.
I'm like-
so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
30.
If you start playing the game,
Oh, I would.
Could you see yourself
I'm
doing
a
that?
Final Fantasy whore.
Yeah.
I have Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
testament.
cringy.
Like you own it.
Yeah,
Okay.
a physical copy of it.
Fair.
Gosh.
It's not like you played it.
No.
Vincent's like my favorite character ever too. and I
Right?
Still
Vincent's
not played
dope.
it.
Yeah.
Even though he's got clown shoes.
He does.
Oh my
Golden
God.
clown shoes.
He's better in the movie than he is in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me. Because I don't remember him character-wise. I remember some of the stuff he was in.
It's kind of
in Seven,
vanilla.
but
Yeah.
But yeah, I've played the game a little bit. I don't find myself super invested in the game to the point where I'd buy extra content. But if I do find myself enjoying the game quite a bit, which I do like it, I can see myself buying that content.
It's weird that I was arguing about the story because I really don't give a shit. I'm addicted to like the gameplay. That's what's fun.
This
to me.
episode's gonna be 50 fucking minutes because of that. And you're fucking just now
It's
going,
like, I don't
No,
give a
I
shit.
do, because I, you know what I mean. Like
Are you
I try to pay attention.
Are you
I
replacing
do.
Josh? Or?
No, I do care, but it's
Causing
like that's the storyline. When I play a Final Fantasy game, it's not the storyline that really captures me because I know it's gonna be mostly convoluted and hard to understand because that's how most of the games are.
Don't play 13.
Yeah. But it's the gameplay. So the gameplay is addicting. It's fun. It's fun. That's the whole thing. It's
Those
fun.
fans.
It's.
All right.
All right. Well, I think it's gonna do it. Anybody have
that
last
game.
words on Final Fantasy 15 or any of the topics we've talked about? All right. Let us know in the comments. Are you excited for new content in Final Fantasy 15? Things that expand the story. Do you think it's
Gay
Making you-
propaganda.
making you pay for gay porn propaganda? Let us know. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loop Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out other episodes. Make sure to check out Tasty Cast episode 18. Let's get those views up. And don't dislike, please. Unless you really fucking hated it. Let us know in the comments why, though. And yeah, check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasty Loop Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Chris.
Until the next episode, which should be Wednesday or Thursday, I believe we're doing War Within
War Within.
for Warframe. Spoilers, but it's fucking awesome. We'll see you then. Take it easy, guys.
Propaganda.
Warframe's all about gay propaganda.
All games.
Everyone's just in really tight suits, just pissed.